hang on, connecting, and we're live.
Woo!
Now I pulled a very busy man out from his writing for this for you guys.
But I'm always excited to talk about Steven. It's an
But
excellent
hey,
incentive.
he's always a J buddy.
That's me. Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Justin, aka Jaybud, and here we're hosted by
Entertainment Lord, also known as Finn.
Woo.
Phineas. And no, my brother's name is not Ferb.
Jeez and Crow. I've been forever since I watched that show. That's a great one, though.
Yeah, it's funny for me because simply there are not many people named Phineas in this world. I stand by my point that I've had in my head that they picked the names Phineas and Ferb because those are two names that basically not many people would have.
Your head also shaped like a pea?
No.
Dang.
Sadly.
Would have been great.
I've got slightly reddish hair though.
Oh, there you go. That's basically the complete package right here.
I kind of have a strawberry blonde. But no, the funny thing. So here's just a little funny story about what I've been having to happen is I take a class where we make theater, or we make fifth graders put on a theater show. It's cute.
Oh.
And all the fifth graders reference is that my name's they say, "Hey Phineas, where's Ferb?" My solution nowadays, just to use wherever my little brother's location is.
Where's Perry?
He is probably downstairs right now, laying with my mom.
Perfect,
on the couch.
perfect.
Perry's a lap dog.
Oh, that's good. That is also excellent. So, what are we here to talk about today?
Well, we are the stalkers of the crystal gems. I swear all of our streams start off like puns and jokes.
Why do people love this world?
Believe in
Steven and Lars.
Yeah, this is gonna actually be a pretty big show for that. For Lars. This was a Lars time. Let me just get my link.
What would it be? It'd be Real Tile, Pat Paracha, and Lars and Steven. You could also throw in.
I still think so. One thing that Steven Universe I think it needs to get sometime is an anime type opening.
But it's so fitting right now. It's just cute and charming and relaxed. I think it's so perfect.
I know, but just in addition, I love it.
In addition, okay. I'm sure you can find that on YouTube as well, though.
I'm just trying to find where my stream is.
But, so today we are talking about the new Steven Universe special, Wanted, including the episodes Stuck Together, The Trial, Off Colors, and Lars's Head. And it has been a wild ride. Exactly what I wanted. Not exactly what he wanted. That's
Not
what we're discussing
exactly,
today.
but it's close. It's really close. I just have annoying.
Going into the special, I'll note that I saw. What was that?
I'm still trying to grab the link to where my stream actually is.
Gotcha. But heading into this, I saw Stuck Together prior because Cartoon Network put it up a while early. I think we brought it up last stream.
Our excuse.
There you go. And I also knew about the ending of Off Colors because that was heavily spoiled throughout the internet beforehand due to the leak previews. And I couldn't avoid it, even though I wanted to. I very much wanted to. I'm not usually great about avoiding spoilers, but this time I was putting in a darn good job, I think, up until coming across stuff on Reddit and
like one of the few times that I've even tried. I'm like, spoilers. No, gimme.
Oh jeez, it's hard to resist them.
Yeah. Hey, do you mind sending me the link to what my stream is, because I can't
There you
get
go.
it.
Oh, sorry, that's not the whole thing.
Oh wait, never mind. I know. I have multiple channels. Oh no. Oh, thanks.
There you go. Yo, bingo bongo. Now Lars can say bingo bongo really loud and a portal will open up.
Yeah.
That's the dream. So you want to go episode by episode on this?
Yeah. So So first of all is going to be Stuck Together. Now it's been so I the last time I saw those episodes was for me, I saw them Monday when they came out.
Mhm.
So I've got my memory probably better than for the Wanda discussion because I was pretty bad there. Sorry.
For you mean for Steven Bomb 6?
Yeah.
Right, gotcha. I'm sure you're a-okay. We'll let the audience decide on that one though. So a big thing with that. Stuck Together, I watched quite a few times before the special, and I think I wasn't super into it the first time I watched it, but after I think it was Topaz that really threw me off the first time. The big reveal that Topaz is a pretty sentimental fusion rather than a, a silent gem. Which I mean,
Oh,
yeah.
I love Topaz.
Oh, now I do. Yeah, absolutely. I'm very happy with what they did with
She's
it.
she's kind of adorable.
We have quite a number of new fusion characters. That's not something that happens very often in the show. We're introduced to our typical characters fusing with one another, and we were introduced to Garnet as a fusion. But this is the first time we're
Yeah.
introduced to three fusion. Topaz we're introduced to as a fusion, as well as Fluorites and Rhodonites, I believe is the name.
Yeah. I'm just gonna get up an article that I use to keep track of the characters, kind of.
Gotcha. We can think through right now. Who we were introduced. We're already introduced to Topaz and Aquamarine, both of which lovely.
We also were introduced to the lawyers.
The two Zircons, who I think my favorite new character is the Defender Zircon, and I'm really hoping she wasn't poofed for what she did in the trial.
You mean Shattered?
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Darn.
Because that could just be because I consider so. But anyway, so what were your thoughts on Aquamarine again?
Aquamarine, I think, is an absolute pleasure, especially her voice. I think her performance is excellent. I'm a little, I'm a little thrown off by how powerful her wand is, though. She is an unstoppable force, but I guess that's why she's such a important gem.
Aquamarine
Pearl
comes from
freaked
Harry
out.
Potter. She's a
Does-
wizard, Harry.
There you go. We get the wand and everything. Perfect.
Yeah.
And I Stuck Together had a great moment at the end with Aquamarine kind of just letting Topaz off the hook after almost treason. Like it's a really tense moment, but for no real reason at all, Aquamarine's like, we'll forget about this, and it's surprising how you wouldn't expect that from Aqua.
I legit think that Aquamarine does have some good in her overall.
Mm-hmm.
Through that moment. I mean, she might just care for Topaz.
Maybe they've been a duo for a while now before this episode. No, it's hard to tell though since they're from two different courts.
Aquamarine and Double Topaz Adventures.
Dream Team.
Good cop, bad cop.
Well, I think I know which one's which.
Yeah.
And throughout the episode, we get a lot of great Steve and Lars bonding as well. There are a few moments in the episode that I was like, Lars, you're being a little whiny here. But then you got to think, okay, well, he's stuck in space, so maybe he has reason to do so.
I mean, Lars, I love the guy. I think it's great that he got some focus on this. Yeah, I watched this episode like Monday night right when it came. Well, I didn't. I watched Stuck Together before, but I still really like the relationship that grows between Steven and Lars through this entire bomb.
Yeah.
And the foundation of it is starting to show at the first episode.
And that is the tying factor throughout this special. I guess it's the Steven Lars journey.
But
And I guess it kind of starts with the good Lars, but it's really thrust into action here.
did you know Lars was the hero of Steven Universe all along?
We should have predicted it because he was the first scene of the first episode. Plus, he was one of Rebecca Sugar's creations before she started working on Steven.
Oh, he was.
Yeah, she created Lars and Sadie as like characters to be like in a solo comic adventure, whatever, before Steven Universe was in production.
Uh, so so though I also really like Topaz. I think it's actually pretty cool how those two are another couple.
Yeah, I mean,
Topaz,
they
no,
don't even
Topaz
realize they
X
are.
Topaz.
But I mean, it's a really big moment to hear Aquamarine say that you fusions, will always eventually get sentimental, and I think that's a
Yeah,
really intriguing idea. That if you are going to be a fusion, not only will you become like attached to the power of it, but there's sentimentality in addition to it, which I suppose we've always seen. First with we see Ruby Sapphire, we see Jasper getting really sentimental, and Lapis. Both of them are really sentimental that night. Like, even though both of them acknowledge it wasn't like the healthiest thing. I know Lapis especially
yeah.
acknowledges
It's
that.
weird because with Steven Universe, many metaphors people come up with is fusion is a sex metaphor for one.
Oh yeah, it depends on the episode, but yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it depends. Like I think of like hey, Jasper's corruption's an STD metaphor.
that. Yeah, that's another big one to point out. I mean, it's all based up on interpretation. I know there's some people who are like, well, that's not what it actually is. So you're being ridiculous. But I mean, that's the point of a lot of the stuff that happens in the show. I mean, yeah, gems aren't real people, but they go through real people issues. The emotions are the same. And
Yeah,
a lot of the results are the same, and because it's all about communication between people, but it's shown through non-people. So
I find it so weird how how the topazes basically fuse and then they trap people in their bodies. Like I'm like, what a weird concept that is.
hmm hmm
That gems can do that to each other. I mean,
I just want more.
it
I want to see
who
more of
knows?
it.
Maybe Stevani is kind of a Connie trapped in a Steven.
I wouldn't mind watching that discovery. I mean, there's so much to do with fusion. I think that's one of the show's best features. Just taking really taking every single advantage they can with the subject.
Yeah.
What you said kind of reminded me of a really early Garnet as a fusion theory before Jailbreak happened, when people
Oh
are
my
like,
goodness.
well, yeah,
So I have a habit for not really picking up on Steven Universe. I wasn't as involved in the fandom that early. In fact, that was the episode that got me really into the show,
gotcha.
even further than Coach Steven did, which got the ball rolling.
It's funny because Coach Steven was the episode after I think I started getting into the fandom, because there was a really long hiatus before Coach Steven, and that's when I needed like fan content to make up for the lack of episodes. But
Reminds me of one fan theory that I and a bunch of friends of mine completely were shooting down with the show Gravity Falls. Um,
the
with
stands theory.
yeah,
Yeah, I was talking to my friend Michael the day the episode aired, and I think before the episode we said something along the lines of, "Man, it would be so lame if that happens." And then the episode happens, and that happened, and we talked like right after the episode saying, "No, they did it right." So
uh,
we take back what we said. They
see.
showed us wrong.
See, there's one big example of when one of my predictions actually became true, because I was a Korosami shipper back in book 3.
That is a that is a rough subject. If you want to bring it up with me, go ahead. I want to hear more.
Eh, I just wish it. I just remember I told my friend, "What if Korra and Asami get together?" Back then, they did. Oh, was not expecting that.
I loved it. I know we're drifting off of Steven here, but real quick, I was so in love with it in theory, and for years up until that point, I was like, that would be pretty awesome if they pulled that off. And then it happened, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, you could have used more build up, right? I mean, it kind of just happens, and it's the very last note of the show,
Hey,
and
Yeah,
I just felt like it didn't feel deserved to me, and it was a weird moment where I got what I wanted, but wasn't in the way that I wanted. So instead of loving it, I more so
it
disliked.
was a Batman versus Superman situation.
I avoided that movie altogether. I didn't want to get caught up
So
in that.
come on, Martha, Martha,
Oh, because they're both named Martha. I get it now.
best friends now.
Oh, we gotta be friends.
I swear, I could poke fun at that forever.
And that's why it's great. I think that I'm told by other people though that the idea isn't that they're the parents the same name, but the idea is just that Batman understands that Superman has humanity in him and that he cares for someone. But like, I think that the same name thing is what makes everyone think what. But I guess that it's what allowed him to connect that the two are similarly interested in the well-being of humanity. Whatever. I didn't watch the movie. I just watched 10,000 reviews of it.
Anyway, back to
Yeah, we're
Steven.
stuck together still. I think there's plenty to say there.
Yeah.
I don't know
So
why. This is a very minor detail. Why did Steven think that his pants could form a full lasso?
I know.
Tiny,
I mean,
tiny pants, long distance. I don't know
hey,
what Steven was thinking.
hey, kid logic. But then again, Steven's not really a kid.
He's kind of a kid. He hasn't grown at all since like the age of 9, like physically. So
But
I mean,
but to be fair, so it's funny because I'm saying this as someone who is 15 years old and doesn't and looks a lot younger than I actually am. Fun fact: I actually have a 2 or 3 year growth delay, so I'm the height of how I should be in 7th grade.
woo!
Yeah,
That sounds fun.
yeah, I get to be young forever, kind of.
Good job.
And I
We're all
got
proud of
you.
you.
Yes. I don't know why. I just keep thinking your Skype profile picture's eyes, the way it's slanted up there. It looks like that Justin's angry.
Grr. He's scheming. That's I mean, he has a plan. Let's make a plan of attack.
Back.
Start looking
Stop looking
forward and
forward.
stop
Stop
looking
looking back.
back.
We all
Oh,
know. Okay. Yeah. So,
that's
but
what they're starting up on now with
so it's weird also because the episode only really has 5 characters: Topaz, Aquamarine, Steven, and Lars.
and I mean, Aqua's barely in it, and for the most part, the Topazes are together,
Yeah.
and for the most part, Topazes aren't saying anything. So it's a Stephen Lars. Even I would go as far as to say bottle episode because I mean the
Oh,
location
it is
means
a bottle
little.
episode.
They're traveling technically, but I mean it's just them in their thoughts together,
Stuck.
stuck together. When the episode title first came out, my first thought was, oh, maybe it's like a sequel to Alone Together. And but what it turns out that instead of Steve and Connie, we have Steve and Lars as the dream couple.
Hmm.
And I mean, I'm glad that's how the episode turned out with the Steve and Lars fusion that everyone was expecting.
Well, what I'm also curious. Well, well, Steve and I Lars were fused kind of into Topaz.
Hey, I mean, it works. I mean, in the same way that when say Steven and Connie fuse, their clothing is still there and kind of morphed into each other. The
Yeah.
clothing they're playing the role of the clothing there.
Yeah.
And kind of just wraps around or within.
Connie is good.
I'm glad that Topaz was careful with everyone because they could have just easily suffocated everyone if
Yeah,
like their heads were inside the body and then oh that's it okay
I like Topaz
unless they're
because
hollow on the inside.
she's also a very, very nice Topaz.
Oh yeah, the sweetest.
I mean, I
Hope we.
don't think they have any ill intention. They just have to listen to that Aquamarine, who I don't know why now, but Taco's British, right?
Oh yeah, I would say so.
I don't know why I kind of got taco-ish vibes for a little bit. Just the
I get that. There's a show, Being Puppycat, that I more so thought of. There's a character named Cardamon that has a similar way of speaking, and I love that character. Or maybe it was the other way around because I don't know. I definitely watched Being Puppycat first. Yeah, there you go.
Uh, no, I need to check out that show. I heard it's adorable.
Yeah, the tricky thing about Being Puppycat is a lot of its best episodes. I think I mean, if you want to watch it the right way, you have to pay for it with the Verve app, VRV.
Verve. Verve.
Yeah, and a lot of the best stuff is only on there. There's not that much. I think there's only like a little over an hour, maybe like an hour and a half of contents. But they're gonna make more. They're in production for the second season.
Yeah, is the Verve... Yeah, I checked out the Verve app for, I think, Attack on Titan.
Yeah, no, it combines Rooster Teeth content, Crunchyroll content, Channel Federator content, and just brings it all in one place. It's nice. It's convenient.
And it's all stuck together!
Stuck together! Woo!
So,
But yeah, I hope that we see more Aquamarine and Topaz in the future.
Yeah.
You wanna move forward to the trial,
yeah.
which I think is a wonderful visual spectacle. It's definitely the episode I've watched the most out of the four.
I think it's probably probably up there as my favorite of the bomb. Or the...
I think unless I think Off Colors and Lars's Head you could think of as like a two-parter since they're more or less the same story with the same characters. I think if they're combined, I would call them my favorite, but they're separated, I would call the trial my favorite.
Yeah, I like the trial a lot because also I like courtroom stuff. I haven't played Ace Attorney. I haven't done courtroom stuff, but I'm actually a huge fan of Law and Order.
And what a clever job they did, because they did it in a very Stephen-y way also. Like they combined, what is it, typical of it, but also threw it in the direction that no one would have expected of, well, maybe it actually didn't happen, period. And we still don't know, and I guess we're going to murder mystery territory with the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Which is exciting.
Wait, do you think this will... I don't think this is going to be the last season, do you?
It can't be, because they're still writing and voicing episodes, and they're usually like 40 episodes ahead. And since there's only like 20 episodes left in the season, I'm positive there's going to be at least 6 seasons.
In a movie?
6 seasons in a movie!
This is the second time we've done that reference.
Yeah, but it's still great.
Yeah, it's great. We made a good reference. Good reference.
I think the two highlights for me especially are everything that comes out of Defense/Blue Zircon's mouth and everything that comes out of Blue Diamond's mouth.
Yeah.
Because we have Zircon, who's just a pleasure and fun and clever, but Blue Diamond is so passionate about the subject, and she's been longing for answers, and it comes out in every little thing she says.
I genuinely think still that Blue Diamond is definitely not a terrible person, at least.
She's not okay. I'll put it this way: she's a fine person who's done terrible things. Does that work?
Yeah, that works.
Because does she deserve to be saved and redeemed and whatnot? No. Do I want her to? Yeah.
I think it's funny how this is kind of... I like how they go with the court case. I also am deciding to put in a little friend. I like the way it goes about things. This episode, like, I like the court case a lot. You know?
Oh, it's just yeah. The setup is perfect as well.
There we go. Here's a little cameo from one of your friends. Just look on the stream. You'll see it soon.
Okay, well, once it comes up.
But...
Oh, there's Knife. What a guy. Yeah. now that's exciting. Oh, yeah, he's just hanging out.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope he's doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now looks like Jaybud there has the tools to Shatter a diamond.
Yes.
Do you have any thoughts behind who might have done the shattering?
Maybe. Well, so here's the thing. We don't know too much about the inter-diamond relationships yet.
Right.
We know that so we don't know how Yellow Diamond might feel about Blue.
Hmm.
I think
She seems very defensive about Blue. It seems like she's at least a little worried about Blue's well-being, if that counts for anything. Um, I mean, I've by this point, I've heard so many theories about what might have went down and how involved Yellow Diamond is. Because if I were to make an assumption right now, I don't think Yellow Diamond physically did the shattering, particularly because they pointed fingers right at Yellow Diamond in this episode. I feel like they wouldn't make
yeah.
it that clear. I think
Maybe
they
it was
try to.
White Diamond?
It could have been White Diamond. The only issue there being, is it really going to be someone that we still haven't seen? Like, and it's going to be like a last second thing? I would think it would be
Wait,
someone that
wait
we
until
know
we
for a
realize.
while.
Oh, oh wait. Yellow. Wait, White Diamond doesn't even exist. That's the empty void of a diamond.
Hmm.
I mean, they haven't even talked about her yet.
You're absolutely right. And hey, there's paper.
Yeah.
Whatchamacallit? Wait. I would say that there's two theories. One that's what I expect to be the case. Choosing curl paper. One that I expect to be the case, and one that I don't think is the case, but I am so fascinated by. I'll start by noting that if I were to take a guess now, I would say that I think it was our Pearl who did the shattering. Most
Oh, wait. How would she get past?
um, Well, two possibilities. Two possibilities. Either she is Pink Diamond's Pearl, or she was posing as Pink Diamond's Pearl.
That
And
would
no
be.
one would expect a silly old Pearl to be doing that. But then a really, really big thing about Pearl is, and I'm positive that the crew has some sort of intention for this. If not this, then something else big. But she doesn't shapeshift. She has never shapeshifted throughout the course of the show. I mean, and I
Yeah.
had this thought, and I saw other people saying the same thing after. Um, but a lot of people are saying, yeah, maybe she hasn't shapeshifted because she had some sort of traumatic diamond breaking experience involving shapeshifting, and she doesn't want to do it ever again, and she's like sworn it off or something, and like feels guilt about it. So if she took on the form of Rose Quartz to make everyone think that it was Rose Quartz, the only person that we've seen claim to have seen it is Ruby, who, Eyeball Ruby, who, while she told us that she saw the shattering, was being tricked by Amethyst shape-shifting into someone.
Yeah.
So,
There's a lot of shape shifting in this show.
yeah, but none of it by Pearl. So there has to be something there. And Pearl would do anything for Rose Quartz, right? Why don't you just let me do this for you, Rose? So and especially since there was that line in the episode where Zircon says, "Where were her pearls?" And then we see Blue Diamond and Yellow Diamond like pause and like in shock to hear that, and they're like, wait a second, where were her pearls? Maybe we know something."
Yeah. Also, what if so because we've heard both Garnet and Pearl confirm that Rose. What if Garnet either foresaw it, she um or she or one no Garnet fused after Blue.
After Blue was on Earth, yeah, we don't know the exact time frame. We don't know if the Pink Diamond shattering was at the beginning or the end. It's really hard to tell.
I
Um, but another big thing is if you see like Pearl's reaction in Back to the Moon when Steven's finding out about the shattering, it's far more extreme than everyone else's. Like Amethyst looks a little worried for Steven, and Garnet looks a little surprised, but Pearl's like terrified, and I would be very happy if the case is that she's finding out now that Steven's going to go through all this stuff about his mother, and she can't say anything because
yeah.
she is so dedicated to Rose that she can't tell the truth about what happened.
This is a really interesting thing. But wait, so Pearl would have killed would have shattered with a sword.
Yeah, but I mean, and also an interesting thing is the fact that Pearl always uses swords and never her spear. But go on.
Because I'm just thinking, how would Pearl be able to shatter a diamond with a sword? I mean, I don't think sword is like that would be more of a garnet fisty thing.
I don't know. I mean, according to everyone, it was with a sword. So I mean,
Because it can't be with a breaking point. Because Pearl never knew about that.
to our knowledge, at least. No, she probably didn't know that. You're right.
I mean, maybe Bismuth did it. No.
I've seen people say that. I don't think I'm buying that one.
Yeah, I think. You know what? I think.
But it has to be someone who would. It's either it has to be something along the lines of Pearl did it and then shapeshifted to Rose Quartz, so everyone would think it's Rose Quartz, but like in a way that Pearl and Rose planned it out, or maybe Rose made a deal with Yellow Diamond and Yellow Diamond got her in to do it, and maybe Rose actually did do the physical shattering. If I may say, that I mentioned there's two theories that I was especially intrigued by. The Pearl one, I kind of thought of myself, but then a bunch of other people are also thinking it. But there is also, so I saw someone write about talking about who is the most like the least likely person that could have theoretically done it, but no one would
Lion.
ever expect. What was that?
Lion.
Lion. What if it was Blue Diamonds?
I could actually see that, I could see maybe it goes like this: Blue Diamond really wants to take control of the Earth mission. Shatters Pink Diamond and feels insanely guilty about it.
Maybe, yeah. No, I mean, it's very possible. I'm trying to think of the wording of the post I read, but they were talking about this idea that we know that what knife and paper, no. So we've seen Blue Diamond have this interesting power of this empathy beam. So her power is very emotion based. Then we have Yellow Diamond, who's very physical form based. And then someone's like, well, it would only make sense by that point for White Diamond to have like a mental based power. So we have physical, emotional, mental.
And then, what would Pink's main power be? Healing or
Healing, or something involved in love, but although that would kind of go into Blue's territory. Point being, people are like, well, what if Blue Diamond did it? And then White Diamond kind of took her memory away, and Yellow Diamond really doesn't want her to find out and be sad about it. So she is kind of like trying to cover it up, so Blue Diamond doesn't find out the truth and get upset.
yeah. So another thing though that I liked about the episodes is it was always great to see Yellow Diamond again. She's a great villain.
She has such a wonderful, commanding presence. Yes, absolutely.
Especially thanks to her voice.
Yeah, I just want to hear her sing some more too.
I love that everyone on this show can sing.
I wonder if Lars can, now that he's probably joining the gems in some fashion, right?
It's weird because I would never expect Lars to be this character that's on group with the gems and stuff like that more so.
I mean, he always seemed the most present out of all human characters. Like, I think he's
Connie.
had more focus than Connie and Greg, right? Or at least around the same.
I would say that I think that Greg and Connie do have a bit more focus than him.
Yeah, no, you're probably right. That a little more, but I mean, he's at least a bar above the rest of Beach City citizens.
Yeah. Well, but on that same, I think also that Sadie's also got a lot of focus on her. I put before this episode, I thought Lars and Sadie were roughly equal, and now I kind of see how Lars is probably gonna be more important in the series.
Possibly. I mean, it might just be a back and forth thing. But what I should clarify what I meant before. I'm pretty sure Lars has been in not in more like starring roles, but I think he's been in more episodes than Connie. Because I know with Connie, something with the contract with her voice actress Grace, you only get like a certain amount of episodes per season. But I think
Why?
Lars has had more cameo roles. I don't. something about being a larger role character. But I think she's had the same number of roles per season for a while now, or like at least roughly. Um, Between like 1 and then 2 and 3 and then 4 and 5. Well, at least the 4 and 5 is an expectation thing. Um, I think there's one other character. Maybe Greg was also like that. I don't know. At least Connie is. Um,
Wait, is Connie voiced by like a celebrity kind of or
I don't think Grace Rolick is. I mean,
no?
she voices Connie. That's probably celebrity status enough. But I don't think Grace Rolick is celebrity. Like before Steven, I don't think. I mean, she she's around our age. She's younger.
Well, I'm keep in mind I'm a lot younger than you.
Well, she's a little younger than me and a little older than you. How about that?
Yeah, I'm just checking that cast thing right now. In fact, I think they might have unveiled another name for an episode. Nope, they hadn't. Never mind.
No, I'm pretty on top of that. Not, I'm trying to brag. It's not bragging, Steve. I'm just a nerd. But the trial, I mean, Blue Pearl was an absolute pleasure in the episode. Her little drawing, she's a creative type, and I love it.
Yeah, I
Um,
I love the Zircons too because I like lawyers in these type of things, and I like that the defending one. I feel bad for her that she's hey defend the person that everyone thinks is a killer. Have fun.
Good luck. I also
No,
love them because I mean I always really love the Zircons throughout, but I mean a bonus is the fact that they share the same voice as character named Princess Carolyn in BoJack Horseman, who is an absolute delight. Really delightful.
should I watch that show?
Excellent show. That's one of my that's one of my top favorite shows. Steven's my number 1 top favorite. BoJack's up there though. Definitely, I recommend it to everyone as long as you don't mind things getting a little depressing.
Because I would watch it aside from the fact that it's rated TVMA. Is it worth it? Is it worse than South Park in that aspect?
I haven't watched a lot of South Park. Is the issue? It might.
Like, does it actually show stuff?
I'll do research for you after the
Thanks.
stream. Because I don't want to say something wrong, especially now when other people might be listening in and hear the wrong thing. I don't believe so. I'm gonna go with no for now, but put an asterisk on that. I'll do more research later.
Hmm.
It's more about the topics that are talked about, I think, more so than the visuals. I can't think of anything of that sort. How about that? Out of the 3 seasons, although I haven't watched the first in a while, but it's a deeply emotional show.
I've
It's a
heard it's
ride.
really good.
I think it's really excellent. A little sad, and I think whenever I talk to people that have complaints about the show, they're like, "Oh, but it's too sad." I'm like, "But that's why it's great."
See, I'm a happy person, so I can't get depressed.
There you go.
From shows.
That's a good that's a good sign. Thumbs up to you. Um, but anything else you want to say about the child before we move forward? Any other thoughts?
No, but one thing I did like also was how Blue was actually pretty reasonable.
Very, yeah, no. But I think that if anything, that's more because we haven't seen too much of her in a leadership position, but at least in this position, she needs to be reasonable because she needs to understand thoroughly what happened to someone so close to her over thousands of years ago, and she will. She's doing everything to find out the truth, and you need to be reasonable for that to happen. If she wasn't reasonable, then she wouldn't be finding out anything. She would have said, "That's right, Yellow Dime. Let's execute before we find out anything."
Yeah, and I think that's showing a bit of it versus Yellow, who is much more like kill or
Yeah. So either Yellow is in on it in some way, or she
I
like really doesn't want Blue Diamond to be upset over it and is trying to rush
here's
it.
actually another interpretation. What if Yellow Diamond doesn't want them to say something and get it done, so they don't reveal that it could have not been rose quartz?
Could be. Yeah, no, that's definitely a
That would make
possibility.
great sense, actually.
Yeah, no, you're right on that one. There's so many directions they could go in. I'm excited. I'm fingers crossed that it was Pearl and then Yellow Diamond had something to do with it in the background because I think that would make for the best narrative going forward. But yeah, I'm intrigued to find out. And then after that, we get to a slight, really quick insight into a view on Homeworlds. We got like a little sliver of what it looks like from the outside, kind of from a distance, and see
Yeah.
the white diamond statue, or maybe
You
ship
know,
or
the person
something.
who hasn't even been shown yet.
Yeah, we got some sort of white diamond imagery. We know white diamond exists. We just
Yeah, they haven't even talked about it yet.
Oof, what a time! What a time! I'm excited. I mean, honestly, here's the thing. If this was for some reason last season, I'm sure that we'd be getting a lot more answers than we are, and we just get a full season of answers. But I think since they know they have a little more time, they're like, you know what? We're just gonna let it breathe, and we're gonna save some reveals for later. So we're not just there's just not a final season of nothingness. Although there's still tons to go on about. But I guess we're one of the biggest mysteries was Lion, and I think we pretty much have not all of it, but most of it covered now with Lion. And
Yeah.
very simply, very simply. And we can see now why we had to wait this long to find out. Because they need to get to
Indeed.
this particular stage in the game.
And now we're talking about off colors.
Off colors.
Now that's off topic, but it's off color.
And we get to
I
meet all the
think
off colors.
a new challenger appears in the Skype arena.
I'm not seeing them yet, but I trust. Magnifying glass!
I just took this from the Wikipedia article because that's a character you voiced.
Sure was for an episode or two or something like that. What a good time! Good old magnifying glass. I'd be happy to do something with them again.
Oh my goodness, this is kind of cool.
The gang's all here.
Yeah.
They're perfectly atop.
If
Oh
we-
yeah, and I see the magnifying glass of a knife. I assume that's what you're talking about. What are you saying?
Yeah, if we ever got more actors from the show in, then we'd have a character party.
Woo woo! Not a lot of color here, though. I mean, does it look a little off to you that they're mostly like whites and grays and silver?
Yeah.
Oh, off colors. That's what it reminded me of.
Hey,
Oh,
that's what I was going
I
there.
get it now.
You got the puzzle.
We figured it out, friends. Whatchamacallit? So this episode we have the introduction to several new characters, all the
Off colors.
island of misfit gems, if you will.
Toys. Oh wait, there's gems. Never mind.
um,
uh.
you go through them real quick because
So
they're
yeah, let's go through.
first we're introduced to Rutile, the Rutile twins.
Yeah. I like them.
They're probably the ones that left the least impact on me because I felt like
Yeah.
most of their dialogue was, "Oh, we're two." So I mean, I didn't feel like I don't think I got too much from them. I like
No.
the concept of the group more so than some of the individuals, but I'm cool with that because they're not the focus. It's Lars as the focus of the episode. But Rutile, yeah, it's a really neat design. That much is for sure.
Oh, I just read this. The person they're voiced by voiced a character in Attack on Titan.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's Ashley Birch, right?
Yeah. How do you know these things?
Well, Ashley Birch is probably the only one out of the bunch that I could probably name. Ashley was I don't even remember what. Oh no, I think she voiced Cass in Bean Puppycat. That's what I know her from. There you go. But the big thing with Ashley Birch is she announced that she was going to voice a Steven character like a year ago or something like that, and everyone's been wondering when's she gonna show up? When's she gonna show up? And I for the most part, I didn't know even who she was, but I kept hearing the name. So I mean, she's definitely popular.
Popular.
Gonna make you popular. So then we got the Rutile. What? Yeah.
But the twins were people.
Yeah, they're fine enough. They serve their purpose.
Yeah, just getting Steven and Lars in there. Lars.
And then next we have
Rhodonite.
Rhodonites, who is
Also known as
mini
reminds me of
sardonyx.
Garnet person.
Well, she's garnet, but with a pearl instead of a sapphire.
Uh,
Right, because I'm pretty sure Rhodonite's made up
yeah.
of a pearl and a ruby. So I mean, and yeah, she's a
No,
sapphire
but
away from
it's
a
funny because there's two people
sardonyx.
who she actually looks like. She looks a bit like Garnet, and then she gets that sardonyx bit too. That
Yep,
ruby,
yep.
just missing a sapphire.
She's a lot less. She seems a lot less confident than a sardonyx, though, because that was the big deal with sardonyx. She's all about confidence, and this character's all about a lack of confidence.
Yeah, I love sardonyx because of the fact that she'd be good in a theater.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Pearl likes to think that she'd be also, but she's very, very dramatic, even though if she's not as confident as Sardonyx is.
Yeah, but Rhodonite was good. I thought and then there's Padparadsha.
Podparacha is lovely. I think she's the cutest little thing.
I know, and she reminds me of that little granny who just doesn't see
Huh?
things well.
Oh, no, yeah, yeah. You said granny, and I'm like, do you mean Fluorite, who is really a granny? But,
They both do.
yeah, and both in different ways. But no, yeah, you're totally right. That they can't see anything. I wonder if she has, an eye like Sapphire, or maybe she just doesn't have an eye.
All of a sudden, you find out she actually has two eyes.
But Paparazza, her jokes didn't land with me every single time, but there's a few ones that I really, really like, especially the one at the end of Off Colors after after all the Lars lionification stuff happens, and she's like, something incredible is gonna happen to Lars, or something along the lines. I think it's just a really, really nice note to end the episode on.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, she's saying what we're all thinking without, trying to do so.
Yeah, it's funny 'cause it's funny that I think it's really funny that that's how Future Sight works.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Fluorite, who is the orgy gem.
The 6-gem fusion. Wow.
Yeah.
And she's open to some more. So yeah. I hope she gets to meet Garnet, and then Garnet's just really excited to meet up with her.
Garnet X Fluorite.
Ship. Good ship.
Then that would be a 8-gem.
I mean, Garnet said herself, 3's a crowd, but the 6 is quite acceptable, I guess.
Yeah.
Or maybe soon to be 8, who knows. But yeah, Fluorite is a little slow at times, but a pleasure to look at. Something's really entrancing about the character design.
Yeah, they're like one big caterpillar.
Oh, caterpillar granny. What a good time. I appreciate that. And then they all work together to show Lars, hey, you know how you feel bad and feel isolated? Well, we do, and we actually have a reason to. So what's your excuse?
Yeah, I have a friend who kind of does remind me of Lars in some ways.
Fun.
because the fact that he's kind of like trying whenever you have a friend who just like wants to be cool and stuff like that, they're a Lars.
Yeah, that's fair. I probably was Larsy enough in middle school-ish, that area.
Hey guys, am I cool? No, you're a Finn. Okay.
Aw, poor Finn. But I think Lars is gonna get along pretty darn well with these new guys.
Yeah.
Like a new family.
Knowing how he's kind of,
a little off color.
Well, we're going to talk off color in Lars's head in one go.
Yeah, that's fair, because they basically feel like one episode. Just, more so, I would say Lars's head feels like an extension of Off Colors rather than, say, the other way around. like an
So,
epilogue of sorts.
so I liked the episode and all. I am just upset with how it kind of ended.
With how it ended. How so?
How basically Steven gets back to Earth like nothing ever happened.
I think that's what I'm really really hoping for as for the next bomb or next few episodes is we have a whole bunch of stuff that going a little back and forth between figuring out how to help Lars, but more importantly, everyone getting over their initial excitement for getting Steven back and going, well, you ditched us and we thought you were gonna die and you scared us and that was a jerk move. What the heck, Steven?
You can't, wait. I don't think that was a jerk move of him.
It was well intentioned, but it was stupid, and it hurt everyone around him. Like they have every right to be upset.
Yeah.
Like he was thinking that he did the right move, but like it doesn't. Firstly, I don't think it was the right move in the first place because it was very self-sacrificing in a way that didn't really seem necessary. There were other ways to go about it, other than killing, well, sending
Just
himself off
take
to his death.
Onion. Happy?
No, not Onion, I think. Anything but him.
Oh, well, what would be funny? Onion
Yep.
shattered pink diamond.
Onion shattered pink diamonds.
Makes perfect sense.
Rose's sword can't melt diamonds. Jeez, I'm crow.
But Onion's flamethrower can.
There we go. I thought the ending was really sweet because I mean that's what's gonna happen. Like they're gonna act. I think it's far from acting like nothing happens because they're freaking out and then go into super hype. Oh my God, Steven's alive mode. I think it's a normal instinctual reaction.
Yeah,
I will be judgy if they. You know what? You're absolutely right. It could after season 4, like, oh, I'm not really feeling this so much because we haven't really gotten plot episodes lately, and I'm like, screw that. I just want to feel like emotional for the main gems again and all that. Like where I want my another Mr. Greg or On the Run or just keeping it together.
Fine, but it didn't really matter until you.
And my favorite episode is Rose's Scabbard, and that one is very not very into the plot, but it's deeply emotional.
Is that your
and great.
favorite episode of any show of all time?
I think it is. Yes, I would say so. Absolutely. I mean, I think a lot of the Steven episodes are within my top favorite episodes of anything. We got Rose's Scabbard and Mr. Greg and Mindful Education and Bismuth and Earthlings and worst episode.
Yeah.
No.
It's
worst episode of anything ever.
And it was a Helen Joe episode.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, she had. I think she did a lot better towards the end of her run, but I mean, I was always when I saw that it was one of her episodes, I was kind of. I mean, by the end of her run, I had some good fun with Monster Buddies was her first. I had some good fun there. There was probably some other one. Winter Forecast had its moments.
I liked see. It was through Winter Forecast that I had a fan theory that the entire war area was blown up.
That would have made sense, but I guess that was just another future possibility that didn't go through.
So here's the problem I think with that as a future possibility. I mean, it makes it kind of clear that they're gonna be doing that when he's gone.
I mean, firstly, they might have, and if that's the case, that means that like Pearl might have talked them out of it, like they set up, and then But when Steven comes in, Pearl's like, yeah, I don't know about this. This might not be a good idea. So maybe in the actual timeline, Pearl does that, and Steven doesn't interrupt her, and she gets them to not do it. So I mean, yeah, I don't have a problem with how that happens in the episode. I just have a problem, and I don't have a problem with it not actually having ended up happening. My issue is just that we haven't brought up the shooting star ever since then. I think that's weird.
There's a lot of stuff that does vanish from the show after a little bit.
But I feel like for maybe not with the shooting star, but I feel like for the more important stuff, it's always gonna come back. We know that orb from the space base, the moon base, is gonna come back eventually. We know we're gonna get some more stuff about the temple itself. We know we're gonna get that treasure chest in Lion's Mane.
All of a sudden, you find out that the episodes that the creators are working on right now are reboot Cartoon Network ordered that's based on Teen Titans Go.
Steven Universe, go!
But
No! But if
I've
you, yeah,
I've joked around myself that I'm surprised Nickelodeon hasn't did a reboot of Avatar in Teen Titans Go style just to make the best with that. They kind of did that already with Super Deformed shorts, but
yeah, it's fair. But jumping back into off colors and Lars's head because I feel like we've drifted off for a while now.
oh yeah,
We were just talking about Lion's Mane. So Lars dies. Lars comes back to life. Are you okay with that part? I'm just curious because I have a
yeah.
friend who is like a little annoyed that they didn't go through with the death. But I mean, also
No,
happy that Lars is
this
pink.
was
So
this would
balance.
not have been a good time to kill off Lars. I honestly
Yeah,
think
he's just getting started. Exactly.
so. The thing with it too is I think the death is kind of anticlimactic. He
It
fights
would
a
have
little
been
bit, but the entire thing makes it feel a lot more low key than it actually is.
that he died. I mean, he was freaking out for sure.
It was like, wow, I can do good things. Does good things. Yeah.
I mean, he put in the effort. I think it's a great moment because it really, I feel like it raised the stakes for the show because now we know that they could show a death on screen, a human death nonetheless. Which is far more disturbing than a gem death. I mean, might not be as emotional, but definitely
You kidding me?
physically
Gems
more
have pretty much
disturbing.
died all the time.
They poofed, but have we seen a gem shatter? I don't think so, right?
No.
We have not.
Oh
Okay,
gosh, I'm just thinking.
it has to happen eventually, right?
I
Okay.
honestly think that the show is. So I'm someone who I've been an advocate for a bit dark of a darker route in a cartoon and stuff like that. I feel that many shows don't go all the way with it.
I
You know,
never
they
feel like that's an issue though, because I feel like some shows will like throw in deaths just to be like, "Ooh, we're cool and we could do that." Whereas if it's not necessary, it's not necessary.
yeah,
So if they could find a way to do it and make it feel purposeful and have lasting effects, then go for it. Absolutely. But here's, I mean, another big thing that makes me think that the show doesn't necessarily need to have deaths. The show's already about loss and grief. Like the show is basically about losing Rose and losing Pink Diamonds.
yeah.
So I
I
mean, we're already getting the effect of grief, which I mean is what we would get from a character dying. The only thing that we're missing is like a character's anger out of death, which I mean we might be getting from Yellow and Blue.
yeah.
But I mean, if like Lapis shattered in front of Steven and Steven like freaked out and went on a rampage, then yes, that's new and different.
Here's a I am yeah. So another part though in it is how Lars is now stuck on Homeworld at the end of this.
And now that the rest of the season we got to save him. I wonder if I mean yeah, that's a double edged sword because either we're gonna spend a lot of time thinking about ways to save him and do all that, which I'm all for, or it's gonna be kind of malachited where we only get like reference to it every once in a while. But it's also going to affect beach city life, especially like going to the big donut. It's going to be brought up. It's going to be relevant. I think we could have a Sadie episode very
Yeah,
soon about
I
losing
want
Lars.
to see a Sadie episode without Lars. We got Sadie's song,
Sadie's song didn't even have a Lars line in it. Lars was in it, but he didn't say anything.
but Sadie's song is actually one of my least favorite episodes of the show.
I think it's okay. I appreciate what they do with Steven in that episode because there's not many episodes where they put Steven really in the wrong. I think they did a good job with that there in a way that at least I especially find relatable. Just pushing to help too much to the point where I'm not really thinking about the intentions of others, and I think that's definitely something that Steven needed to think about at that point in the show. But I mean, execution, yeah, sure, might have could have been better. I also love Barb. I love being around Barb
Oh,
and just all the positivity, the overflowing positivity.
yeah.
But what are your thoughts there?
I I like the episode in general. Just looking back on it a bit, I think my opinion was swayed. Because it does, that episode especially comes off a little corny.
I think it would have been corny if they had like a dramatic talk at the end, but we don't even hear Barb and Sadie's discussion at the end. We see it, but we don't hear it because it's happening during the final song. And
Yeah.
I love the very last note of the episode. Now everyone could see me burning, sung by Sadie. I think it's
Yeah.
I think it's interesting, and like just uh, swaying. It's intriguing to say the least.
No, but I'm also curious because I really want to see a Beach City episode, like a Big Donut episode without Lars. I
I think that we have to at some point soon because
What if
we,
Steven takes Sadie to Homeworld?
he can. The only issue there is if he does want to take everyone to Homeworld, which and, I mean it's going to happen eventually because they're not gonna not utilize a portal straight to Homeworld, right? But
I mean, no. Now all the Beach City citizen episodes are Steven giving wacky tours of Homeworld.
woo! Well, here's the big thing: Steven bringing Sadie to Homeworld might be good if she really misses Lars, but it's also dangerous
Yeah,
since it's bringing someone to Homeworld. That's not necessarily the safest thing that someone could do. Also,
because
actually, the funniest thing about all this is Lion just runs off whenever he wants. Their portal to Homeworld is just traveling all around the town and however far, going into the deserts and the caves and whatever. So there's going to be points where like, okay, let's go to Homeworld, and like, dang, our portals run out on us.
yeah, good old Lion.
Where's Lion?
Where
If
in
that's
the
not for
world
Lion
is
ditching,
Lion of the Steven?
what was that one?
You missed. Where in the world is Lion of the Steven?
There you go. Follow up to the dugout.
Yeah.
Um,
Um.
I really thought the Lars death scene in Off Colors was really striking though. I didn't expect the show to show us something like that. It was just the lifeless thump on the ground after you hit the hard wall, and it's intense. I was surprised in the same way that Topaz like squeezing Jamie's head a few episodes earlier was shocking.
Oh yeah. Well, one it would be one I'm just thinking. So Lars is pink now. He's pink Lars.
Pink Lars.
Um. And it's funny because Steven healed Sadie's, or not Sadie, but Connie's eyes.
Conversation. Yeah.
Why aren't Connie's eyes big? Connie has permanently bloodshot eyes.
I don't know. Maybe it's just a thing with full revival. Someone also came up with a thought earlier of we've never.
Here comes a thought.
Here comes a thought. This one I was intrigued by. Well, there's another one that I could think of right now that I'll get into after. But so I was like, maybe if Steven can't just fuse with any human, but only humans that he's healed that have like his DNA inside of them, and
Oh
that's why
my
he's able
goodness!
to. That's why he's able to fuse with Connie, and
that's
he
why
might be able.
stars might become a thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's either that or he could just fuse with any human. But I mean, in the only time that there was ever an explanation for it, it's Steven saying the gems think that it's because I'm half human, but he hasn't ever tried fusing with any other humans. Just the one at the time that he shared DNA with, healing DNA.
Uh-huh.
So I'm intrigued. Imagine Steven with Lion/Lars powers. That'd be pretty awesome.
Oh, that would be, wait. But I thought he could. Oh wait. But his mom healed the lion.
But okay, well, if he fuses with Lars, he has that same power set.
Stein.
Stars.
Stein stars. Oh, what about Lion Lars, Lion Lars and Steven fusion?
Monstrous. I love it. It's exciting. A lot of confidence. Maybe Steven could get a feel for what's going on in Lion's head for once.
Yeah.
And what a
Um,
nice moment with Steven and Lars, and not Steven, Steven and Lion in Lars's head, where
yeah,
it's just a quiet moment. He's just in the house alone, and he just touches Lion's head. He's like, "There's so many questions."
I think
It's
I think
really
it's weird.
nice.
I think it's cool how Lars has changed so much. Sorry, two L's.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly.
Um, and so I think it's interesting because of the fact that I'm surprised Lars would want to stick on Homeworld.
He doesn't really have any other options.
Yeah, but
Um,
I'm surprised he took it like a champ.
he did. But, I mean, the whole episode and the episodes before, leading up to that is just him trying to learn to be brave and not this cowardly person he identifies himself as in Good Lars.
Yeah. Oh, good Lars.
He's a great Lars.
Yeah. His character development, I think, is by far one of the best in the series. Especially how we went from in Island Adventure.
Yeah,
How?
pretty much everyone that Steven has like taken in as powered individuals. I mean, Connie's very different than when she was first introduced. Lars, Peridot, Lapis is still a work in progress
Well,
though.
so I think of Lapis. She went from a Lapis to that teenager. Like I
Yeah, that's fair.
because she does remind me a lot of a teenager.
Yeah, she's going through a lot internally. It's just I'm waiting for what she's going through internally to be shown externally.
Hmm.
We got a little bit of it in Room for Ruby. I like that. I think that was a good episode for her, but we don't get too much.
You know what? So we know that many. So do you think any of the rubies are actually good?
I'm hoping Leggy is because Leggy's adorable. Leggy's always been my favorite.
Like, I
Just a
mean,
little douche.
Leggy's innocent.
Yeah, that's why it's great. That's why there's a chance for her.
I mean, she's absolutely adorably innocent. Like, she doesn't. I also don't think that Doc was too bad. Oh wait, never mind. Just remembered.
We didn't get a great feel for Doc. Yeah, we didn't get a great feel for Doc.
I've always was.
Army's very aggressive, but I mean, also probably easily swayed.
I thought it was funny how Navy turned out to be so bad.
No one expected that, but I was quite excited to see
Look
it.
at that. Navy was smart.
I mean, yeah, at the end of Hit the Diamond, Emmett's is like, "Oh, rubies are dumb," and Garnet's like, "Not all of them." And that's not her talking about her own ruby. That's actually her future vision, seeing Navy being really
Oh,
smart. There you go.
I love at the end of Room for Ruby how she has those two balloons.
Yeah, that's a really fun moment.
And
She
she acts
keeps
like she
she
knows they're
keeps
gonna
the
go.
sorry for your lost one.
Yeah. uh, so is that it for what? For do
I mean,
anything else to
there's a
say?
few more things. There's the okay. One thing that I'm intrigued by. We have the new tree inside of the pocket dimension.
Oh
It looks
yeah.
very different from Lines, and not only that, but we also hear like a remix of the new like Lars theme, which I really like.
Hmm.
But one theory that I read, didn't think of this, but I read it, that I want to throw out there. That is the one I like the most for the tree because I've seen a lot of theories about behind the tree, but the one I'm most intrigued by is one that was talking about how um, saying that Lion's tree started the same way, but since it's not that they're immortal now, but since they still have a heartbeat that's going really slow, it's just aging slowed down for them drastically. And the tree is a sign of how far they are into their lives. And that's why Lion's tree is much more matured, but a few branches have lost their leaves, and it's a lot less full than it used to be. And
So
that
are we gonna see the death of Lion?
maybe he has like another 50 years to go. I don't know.
I think it. I think if I was Lars, I would be very happy because he gets to live forever, kinda.
Either forever or maybe like a few hundred years. I don't know. Yeah, Lion's definitely been around for a few hundred years. If Buddy's book is anything to note,
Yeah. Oh, Buddy's book.
but Buddy's book has given us a lot. Even though
Jay.
I'm not crazy about the episode, but I mean it's given us the Palanquin. The
Hey,
Lions.
it's
Yeah.
Jay Buddy's book.
Hey,
Ah,
Jay Buddy's
ah.
book. I dig it. I dig it.
I'm a sucker for bad puns.
I definitely appreciate it. One
That's why
thing,
we're friends. No.
no, that's what we're. What's that from? That's from something. Uh, but that's why we're the best. Steven says to Amethyst in Earthlings. Uh, but yeah, there's just a lot going on in Lars's head that's just really subtle, and I appreciate it. One thing that I love from Off Colors, we get to hear a song for the second time when Lars is like fighting off the robots. And it's the same song that is like gearing up when Sadie is being held by Topaz and like Lars is about to go in, but like chickens out. And when if you watch I Am My Mom, you get to listen to that theme like start up and gear up, and like right when Lars chickens out, the music fades out. But then Off
Oh,
Colors, when he fights the robots, we get the music in full swing when he's being courageous.
so I just read this, and so Fluorite is from a band. Her voice actress is from a band called
Oh,
Fisher.
that sounds awesome. Well, there we go, another singer, right? I assume,
And
or
then
this
Rhodonite is voiced by someone who is a Canadian actress. And yeah, just random things.
I love all the new
Random
characters.
things.
I love the group of the Off Colors, especially in concept, and especially how they work off of Lars, because
Mm,
it's the perfect kinds of group to introduce Lars to really get his message across and prove to him that he has nothing to worry about, at least
yeah.
socially. he's
Uh,
not he's not ostracized like these guys are. He's just it's all in his head, and he finally figured that out because he deserves happiness.
uh, I, I love Lars though. He's a huggable Lars.
He's always been one of my favorites because I just love
I was thinking
how
because Lars doesn't have too much hair. I'm
he
thinking,
has to grow it out now.
yeah, like, hey, Lion did it.
Yeah, I guess so. Gorgeous mane. Maybe Lars could grow a huge mane as well.
Yeah,
That'll be a blast.
Larsy on Lars Lion.
Lars Lion, Lars, are
Lars
you?
Lion. Well, I continue to just shout this at the screen for the rest of the stream. I'm joking.
Works for me. I'm happy that everyone is nice and safe, even if they're on homeworld. Lars is being protected by some cool friends. I assume that. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if sometime in the near future Steven jumps back into Lars's head to like see what's up.
Yeah.
Actually, if they could switch bodies, like it's kind of implied in New Lars, maybe that's one way of going about having Lars being able to experience.
Oh,
Yeah,
snap that.
Lars could experience Beach City again by through Steven's body.
Uh, See, one thing I also like about the show too is how well they did the body swap type story.
Yeah, I was really impressed with Lars's voice actor in that episode. He did an amazing job sounding like Steven. And the storyboarders slash animators did a great job posing his body exactly how Steven's body is normally posed.
I mean,
I
that's
was
gotta be very, very hard.
oh yeah, I thought it was done excellently. Now it's probably my least favorite Lars episode, but I still find it a very fascinating episode.
But who doesn't love Lars episodes?
I love Lars. I love Lars and the Cool Kids. I love Horror Club. I love Island Adventure. New Lars, I don't really
Wait, so
love,
who's
but
your most favorite character, or who's your most hated character again?
hated character. It used to be Connie's mom, but I mean, she has some nice moments. I
Do
don't
you
know if
like
I
Ren-
have a hmm.
do you like Ronaldo?
Okay. Here's the thing about Ronaldo. I like him in concept. I think everything they have going for him in Keep Beach City Weird is really fascinating, and Horror Club. I think those are his two good
I like
episodes,
how his blog actually exists in the
and
real
I love
world.
how that exists. He does get a little grating at times, especially I really don't like Rock Ronaldo. I like Keep Beach City Weird. I love Horror Club. I think Rising Tides, Crashing Skies is kind of funny. I feel iffy on that one. But Rocknaldo, I is one of my least. It's bottom tier for me. It's not like as bad as like some season 1A episodes, but it's still lower for me.
I'm just looking right now because it's cool that you have your own ranking document.
Yeah, I'm very attached to ranking each individual episode.
Wait,
Um,
what was the highest ranked episode from that last from Wanted?
um, I think I mentioned this earlier. If we're counting each of the four as individuals, I would say the trial I rank the highest.
Oh,
But if
I
we
just
combine off colors in Lars's head, which I do, I'd put that as the highest
uh
as a two-parter because they very much feel like one episode.
so of the bottom tier Steven episodes, so do you dislike all of the ones in the bottom tier or
I wholeheartedly believe that there's no difference between a say for example a best episode and a favorite episode. I think if something is your favorite episode, that means it's doing something right, and that it is just as value. It should have the value of a best episode. So what is in the bottom, I would call also my least favorites.
and the but do you consider what's the point where you consider all episodes below it to be bad?
Okay, that's a very good question. Let me jump into the document. Is there anyone that you could put up on the screen so people watching know what we're
Yeah,
talking about?
I can um let me
Let me
just
jump in
go
there.
um
I'll assure you firstly that it's going to be pretty low where I start calling them like episodes that I feel not so great on. Because even like yeah, we get down to like Gem Glow and Rising Tides and Frybo, and I'm feeling okay on them. I think Ronaldo is the first one on the list that I would start calling them not good episodes. Because even right above it is Beach Party, which I considered a boring episode, but it's cute and charming and harmless. Like I'm feeling okay on that one. So I would say Rocknaldo and down.
uh oh boy uh I at
Yeah,
least I actually still like the message in general at least.
I can totally get why someone would like the message. I consider it to be a really really dull episode, especially as far as Greg episodes go.
Yeah.
And the if it I don't often use the term melodramatic, but that is what I use for that episode because it's annoying to see that Greg gets really really upset over the gems being jerks, and then the climax of the episode is him running up to them. Well, or maybe the climax is Lapis, but a climax of the episode, we have him going to the gems and say, "Come on, give me another chance," and they're like, "Okay." Like it feels anticlimactic in my opinion, and it's certainly one of the episodes I feel the least engaged in.
Uh
I'm not very though. I mean, if the I'm curious if it would feel different if the episodes were aired how they're supposed to, because initially the way that the episodes are supposed to air, the message is supposed to be the last of a Greg episode trilogy, being Shirt Club, then Story for Steven, then the message.
huh.
So I wonder if I saw Story for Steven immediately before if I would have felt any difference. Possibly.
um cuz yeah, I think Cartoon Network's airing and so we're moving into more general Steven territory at this point, I think. At
I'm
least for the
digging it.
stream.
I'm up for that for however long it continues to go on for. But luckily, it is rare that I place episodes low anymore. Most episodes nowadays end up in like upper middle tier ish. There hasn't been that many like super high tier episodes in my opinion lately, but like we're getting back up there. The Wanted is a very good sign for the show. Very good sign.
For after the slightly lackluster fourth season.
I would say, yeah, I would definitely say slightly because
Well, won't
I
sad.
Yeah.
The episode Onion Gang came out on my birthday.
what a what an episode. How do you feel about that one? It's one of my least. It's definitely my least favorite of season 4. Season 4 is, I think it's interesting since it definitely feels like it's the build up to season 5, especially because we know that they were written to be just one season.
Yeah.
And I think there's a few really great episodes, but overall, I don't think I could
Mindful
put it up.
Education.
Mindful Education is one of my favorites of the show. Yeah, easily. I think the best ones to come out of season 4, we have. I could probably name them in the order that I have in my rankings without looking at them. Mindful Education. Last one on Beach City, I think, is a wonderful character episode for Pearl. And then That Will Be All, and Steven's Dream, and Storm in the Room. And then the Are You My Dad? I Am My Mom duo is also really great.
Wait, was the That Will Be All, the abducting Greg arc was part of season 4, right?
Yes, it was like right in the middle.
It feels like it could fit in season 3 too.
Are you saying like the quality of the episodes, or like what happens in the episodes?
Like the quality.
Yeah, no, definitely. The only episode that I don't really like out of that bunch is the zoo itself. But otherwise, I agree. I think it's top notch stuff.
What episode was this? Was the human zoo again?
You mean the episode called the zoo?
Oh, it's just called the zoo. Oh,
yeah. But what was I gonna say? It had to happen though in season 4 since it's very much based on Steven. Steven had to have learned about Pink Diamond first. Is the big thing. And we needed Buddy's book for the Palanquin. It's Steven finally asking questions because he finds out about Rose shattering Pink Diamond, which is, the big turning point for the end of 3.
I just thought of this. So here's something kind of funny, I think.
Yeah.
And I lost it. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
So wait, did you ever watch Tobuscus at one point when you were younger?
I have not.
Oh, because he had this song called Mine the Diamond based on Minecraft, and I'm just thinking now, oh gosh. If you use a pickaxe on a diamond?
Too soon. Do you think any gem's weapon is a pickaxe? Probably, right? Maybe in the old days before they had the drills, they had to pickaxe the holes.
Yeah. Oh boy. Though. So I'll take it. This has been so far one of the highlights of your day after a long round of editing.
Oh yeah, plenty. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like plenty of that, I assure you. Yeah, it's relaxing. I'm always up for talking about Steven. There's so much to talk about. There's so much going on all the time, and I always appreciate that. One fun thing about the newest section of the show is we got a new storyboarder, Madeline something. Madeline, I think I have on the list. Yeah, Madeline Quirapel, who previously boarded, I think, for regular show, if I recall. And
it makes sense because then the regular show, people are just getting off regular show at this point.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Rest in peace, regular show.
Rest in peace, regular show. And I think she did a lot of Lars's head, and I think she did a really good job. This is the first time in a long time we got a new boarder. The last time would be Kiki's Pizza Delivery Service when we got Colin, and now we have Madeline replacing Colin.
Wait, do you have a ranking list for storyboarders?
That in my head, sorta. I don't have it written out because I feel like it's rude to rank individuals. But I can mention the ones that have always popped out as my favorites, being Joe Johnston has always been my favorite as a writer and as an artist. I think he does an excellent job. He doesn't really board anymore, but since he was promoted. But I really loved his work. I love Jeff Liu. Really love Jeff Liu. Who else stands out? Yeah, they used to be a team, and then Colin came in to replace Joe, and Colin did a really great job too. So Jeff always had a great partner. And Raven, I love Raven's expressions, and she also writes really well. I would say those have always been like the big standouts for me. Actually, I gotta give Hillary an award for like most improved
Why is she
because
gonna become our president? That's sad.
darn, you're right, you're right. But Hillary Florida, I didn't really like her style at first, both writing and drawing, but she has really come around. She's been nailing these most recent episodes. Her art style has improved tremendously, and her writing has been excellent.
So
Recently, she
wait,
did.
who was the team who wrote Rose's Scabbard?
That would be Raven and Paul, Raven Mullsey and Paul Villico,
Uh,
and
are they
I love,
are they one of the most powerful teams out there?
They are the for up until I want to say I think their last episode together was the new Crystal Gems. But for a really long time, they were the only existing team on the show that had not changed since the very beginning because they did a Fry Boat together, the episode 5, and they stuck together since then up until episode, including shorts, episode 1. Why am I blanking on this? 121.
Wait, so quick question. So aside from the Ocean Gem and Mirror Gem two-parter, what's your favorite one from? Wait, what's your favorite one from season 1A? Was that Coach?
Favorite of 1A is I always go back and forth between Indirect Kiss and Coach Steven. I would probably say Indirect Kiss because just how deeply emotional it is.
Yeah.
But Coach Steven is very important to me. It really brought me in. I mean, especially as a huge Pearl fan, that was a big one.
Yeah, but if you have you ever gone to a convention and been able to meet any of the actors from this show?
I have not. I went to the latest New York Comic Con and got to sit in on the Steven panel there, which it was it was a good time. They showed previews for like some stuff in the show that I wish I could go to a panel and like get like exclusive content that ends up being like some of my favorite stuff in the show. I envy the people, for example, that got to see like some of On the Run early, for example.
On the Run was.
I know
Oh
that was
god.
shown at a panel. People were shown some the Sardonyx reveal was at a panel at a San Diego Comic Con.
Huh.
That what I would have loved to see. I think the main previews when I was there were we got the beginning of Gem Harvest, and we had a live performance of I Could Never Be Ready.
What was
Which I
really
mean,
with Gem Harvest? I'm surprised it's a two-part episode, yet it doesn't feel like an episode that would exactly be a two-part episode.
it's not Bismuth, although the themes are very similar to Bismuth. The layout is very similar to Bismuth. It's intriguing that they chose that kind of episode to be a two-parter. You're right, but I think the main thing is that they wanted to have an episode that they could take really slow and go for more of a tone than a super involved story. It's a very relaxing episode, and that's why I appreciate it. And I especially love what they do with Andy at the end. I think they have a really good brief transition with him.
Hey, I'll say though also the naming was kind of
Misleading.
Yeah.
A little off color, if you will.
Hey.
Ah,
I swear we are the pun people.
we are the pun people. Just a lot to love there. But I mean, Gem Harvest and Three Gems and a Baby, neither of which turned out to be like upper tier episodes for me, even though I enjoy both of them enough. Neither of which I go back to watch often though.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still always a good time. I'm just really excited to see where the show goes next because I feel like a lot has built to this part of the show over a really long span of time. So I have high hopes. I have the same high hopes that I did going like early into season 3.
Yeah, it's cool because when the show really does shake up the status quo, they shake it up the status quo for a little bit. One thing I was kind of upset was that Lapis and Peridot aren't part of the main group.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. They didn't. I think I'm just more upset that like I'm fine with it not being the main group as long as they get good solo episodes occasionally. But
they don't really.
The last I think really good solo episode for Peridot was
Shorty Squad.
Yeah, Too Short to Ride. It has to be because Kindergarten Kid I wasn't a huge fan of. I thought it was fun slash funny, but it didn't really move me or anything. Unlike a lot of Peridot episodes. But yeah, Too Short to Ride I think was really great. But that again was early season 3, so full 2 seasons ago.
I remember when Peridot was still a racist. One thing that I because
Yeah,
yes, that was a point.
yeah.
I love how she had asked Garnet to unfuse in front of her.
It's making me really uncomfortable.
Uh,
Yeah, that was another great one. The whole Peridot arc, I think, was done phenomenally. That was one of the best arcs the show had.
yeah.
Uh, every single episode felt like a massive journey.
hmm And let's see, what else did I love for well, no, but what's your favorite song in the show again?
Um, a little controversial because I know there's like 2 songs that a lot of people cling on to the most.
What?
Here Comes a Thought is my favorite.
Oh, that's
It's a song that has a lot of utility in my life, and it's definitely the one that I need to play the most often to
calm down.
keep in my mind and stay in my own skin. Um, I'm also just the within the show, the presentation I think is so phenomenal. It's Over, Isn't It? Is a very close second. I should throw out there. It's the first time. Here Comes a Thought is the first time that my favorite song isn't a Pearl song. That was
Yeah,
a big change.
Pearl songs I usually like best. I think myself at least that I think Pearl and Garnet are the two best singers in the show.
Yeah, phenomenal. I know that Amethyst is gonna have a song within the next few months based on Amethyst mentioning Amethyst Michaela Dietz mentioning some sort of recording for a song within the last month or so. So that's something to look forward to. I feel like it's been a really long time since we had like an emotional Garnet episode. I guess she was a focus in Mindful Education, but not the focus. It was
It was a
the
Stefani
Stefani
episode.
episode. Um, but I mean, yeah, recently we had an Amethyst arc, and we had last one at Beach City for Pearl, which I think was a really great episode. Garnet, I feel like hasn't been given a ton lately, and I feel bad for her.
You gonna be excited for the Attack the Light RPG?
Save the light! Woo! Yeah, I'm super excited. I haven't gotten to check out. I know there's like footage put out for it, but I haven't seen a lot for it.
Is it
But
gonna be coming for the Nintendo Switch?
not announced yet. We know PlayStation 4, and we might know Xbox One. I'm not sure on that one.
See, I don't
Um,
think it would be too well on the Xbox, which is a much more shooter-oriented thing.
well, I have an Xbox One, and I don't have a
Same.
PlayStation 4, so I mean, at the very minimum, that works for me.
Yeah.
I think Nintendo Switch would be its best place. I hope it comes to the
Oh, it would be
Switch.
perfect for the Nintendo Switch.
I,
It's a
I
mobile game initially too.
Yeah, no, I'm hoping it gets there because especially once I go off to school, I don't want to bring my Xbox One, but I'm always gonna bring my Switch no matter where I go.
Hmm.
I'm
Is it
I,
gonna?
I'm very content with where Steven as a show is right now. Although I could use some more character focused emotion episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to think of recent ones that we got that are more about emotion and character than about plots. And I guess Storm in the Room was a good example of that.
What about Rock'n'Aldo? That was all about characters.
No!
Or Onion Gang.
No!
Oh wait, never mind. Those episodes were focused on being bad.
I mean, they fit into the theme of the season for like fitting into groups. Both of them.
What
Like
were the
that's
groups?
Ronaldo fitting into the Crystal Gem, Steven fitting in with Onion's friends. There were a lot of episodes that were about characters trying to fit into groups. Pearl tried to fit in with the music rock hip kids crowd. Andy trying to fit in with everyone at Gem Harvest, and there's quite a few throughout the season along those lines. I think the majority, not all of them, but the majority of episodes of the season are either slash both about characters fitting into groups or Steven understanding his place in the world. Those are
Yeah.
that's the majority of episodes. The the crystal temps trying to find themselves, and each individual trying to find their spot in the group.
I
Or
thought it's funny in the new Crystal Gems how they just spend the entire episode just debating who's gonna be which crystal gem.
am I as what's the line? Am I as sly and mysterious as the garnet? I know it's two different adjectives there, but that Pearl's Peridot being excited to be Garnet is the best. The best, actually, I think the best line of the episode is when Lapis accuses Peridot of being like Pearl, and Peridot's like, she's so whiny and sensitive. I'm leaving.
It's funny how people do joke about like how Pearl cries all the time.
She does, and I love her.
You just want to give her a big hug.
Oh, that would be great.
She lost someone who's important in her life.
I would be important if
Honestly,
I were there.
I'm really curious what little kids interpret Pearl's relationship with Rose to be.
I have a feeling that a lot of people, I think a lot of kids get it, at least from like friends that have like younger siblings and whatnot. It seems like people get it. People definitely get Ruby and Sapphire. That one everyone gets. Pearl and Rose may be a little more complicated, but they even make jokes in the show about it. Kind of like
I could picture someone whose parents are homophobic asking, "Are those two in love?" No, son. Those two are bad.
Sisters.
Sisters.
Rose Quartz is like her mom.
Okay.
Pearl's her knight. Pearl's her servant.
Pearl's anything but in love with her.
There you go. There you go. We gotta get more of that soon, right? I know a lot of people are like, oh, we got a ton of that, but do we really? We had Rose's Scabbard, we had Sworn to the Sword, we had Mr. Greg.
I think season 4 has been relatively weak on Pearl, Garnet, and Amethyst. Season 3 was a big one for Amethyst.
Amethyst had season 3. She had Tiger Philanthropist, I guess, but I feel like that could have used more Amethyst. That one,
Tiger Philanthropist is an episode.
It's one I'm a little in the middle on because I think that especially the ending is really sweet. But
yeah,
it's a good wrap up for Amethyst's arc, especially since it started with Tiger Millionaire. And I love what they do with Lars and just having him straight out say, "I don't know what I want." And I think it's a great interpretation of fans who just don't. No one knows what they want. It's just a feeling that it's right or wrong. And I like Steven trying to please Lars.
2 things. I think I'm going to start wrapping up.
Sure.
But so which character? So which so for arcs, like, do you think any of the crystal gems are going to die in the series?
I made a joke about it earlier, but I think it's very possible that I think if any important gem is going to die, I think it's going to be Lapis. That is my guess. Because I mean, her character is tragedy. That's what the character is representative of. I think if anyone is going to die, it's Lapis. That's my guess. My question to you now being, who, as a guess, who physically shattered pink diamonds? This is like a time capsule moment. We could come back to this.
Onion.
Onion shattered pink diamonds. Okay, no. that is your final guess?
No. They're so physically.
Physically,
I don't even know.
Well, if you were to take a guess, Jen,
probably Pearl.
Okay, because I'm in the same boat. I'm very much hoping that it's Pearl because I think that would make for the most interesting story. Other than, I mean, if it's Blue Diamond that did it, and it would be a crazy tragedy and make everyone cry, that's another good option. I think it would be the most fun if Pearl did it because of the fallout that I just want to see everyone get really angry at her and her being upset because everyone gets angry at her. It'll be good. That's what I live for. Yeah. I'm expecting Pearl. That's my guess, and it goes hand in hand with just how dedicated she is to Rose and Pearl. We don't know anything about Pearl. There has to be a reason that we don't know who Pearl served yet. I think it's either she. Right, it has to be something important that they're saving.
Like Rose Quartzes would get their own pearls.
Probably not, unless Rose Quartz are very powerful gems. So I mean. If she served pink diamonds, then they haven't told us yet because it's part of the who shattered pink diamond mystery. If she served white diamend, then they haven't told us because we haven't been introduced to white diamonds. Or if
Because
it's
no
someone
one
else,
introduces
I don't
White
know why.
Diamond.
I don't know why. If it's someone other than those two, then I don't know why they've been holding it off for so long. Unless they have a plan for
Oh gosh,
the character that Pearl served.
I'm just upset that they don't do anything with White Diamond.
They're saving it. It's gonna be a big moment.
Or is it?
Here's hoping.
White Diamond, yeah, Steven, she's actually your mom. Rose wasn't anyone.
She's in crown. All right, you wanna wrap up here?
Yeah, anyway, this was the Steven Universe Wanted discussion. I'll see you guys next time we discuss.
See you guys later.
Bye.
Goodbye.